The art of commanding the stage. Mastering public speaking as an etiquette-conscious professional in today's interconnected professional world, the ability to command attention through confident, articulate communication has become essential for career advancement and personal branding. For those who value refined social interactions and polished presentation skills, mastering public speaking offers a powerful tool to elevate both professional reputation and interpersonal effectiveness. This comprehensive guide explores how individuals committed to cultivating can transform their approach to public speaking while maintaining the grace and poise expected in high-stakes environments. Through strategic preparation, mindful delivery techniques, and understanding of audience dynamics, speakers can turn potentially nerve-wracking experiences into opportunities for impactful connection. Cultivating confident presence before the microphone before stepping onto any stage, developing a foundation of self-assurance is crucial. This begins with intentional practice routines that build familiarity with material while reinforcing physical comfort in front of others. Morning meditation sessions combined with vocal warm-ups create a holistic approach to performance readiness. Professional presenters often engage in mirror work exercises to refine body language cues. Standing before a full-length mirror allows for real-time observation of posture, facial expressions, and hand gestures. This visual feedback loop helps identify unconscious habits that might undermine credibility during presentations. Confidence also stems from thorough preparation. Research indicates that individuals who spend at least 3 hours preparing for a speech experience significantly less anxiety than those who prepare for shorter durations. Comprehensive knowledge of subject matter creates a psychological safety net when unexpected questions arise. Vocal modulation. Varying pitch and pace keeps audiences engaged while emphasizing key points effectively. Eye contact strategies. Scanning the room rather than fixating on individual faces reduces pressure and builds rapport with diverse groups. Breath control techniques. Diaphragmatic breathing stabilizes voice quality and calms nervous systems under stress. Power posing. Adopting open stances such as hands on hips or feet apart postures increases testosterone levels and decreases cortisol production. Harnessing body language for impactful communication. Nonverbal signals account for over 70% of first impressions according to Albert Mehrabian's communication theory. Conscious control of body movements becomes essential for professionals aiming to project competence and sincerity in formal settings. Strategic use of proxemics, the study of spatial relationships, can enhance message reception. Maintaining appropriate distance from the audience based on cultural norms shows respect while allowing visibility. In Western contexts, standing approximately 6 feet away from listeners typically balances intimacy and formality. Purposeful movement across the stage engages different parts of the audience and prevents monotony. However, excessive motion can be distracting. Experts recommend limiting lateral movement to 2 steps unless presenting in very large venues where greater mobility is necessary. Microexpressions and their influence. Unconscious microexpressions lasting only 1/25 th of a second can reveal true emotions despite carefully constructed performances. A brief furrowed brow may suggest doubt even when delivering a well-rehearsed script. Training oneself to recognize these fleeting signs through video analysis improves emotional regulation capabilities. Studies show that speakers who maintain consistent head position, keeping chin parallel to floor, appear more authoritative than those whose heads tilt downward or upward excessively. This subtle adjustment affects perceived confidence levels by up to 38% according to behavioral research studies. Structuring effective presentations with elegance. A well-crafted presentation follows a clear narrative arc that guides the audience through information without overwhelming them. The classic structure includes introduction, development, and conclusion phases, each serving distinct purposes in conveying messages effectively. Opening remarks must establish credibility and relevance within the first 30 seconds. Sharing a compelling anecdote or stating the purpose clearly captures attention better than conventional greetings. This initial engagement sets the tone for the entire presentation. The middle section requires careful organization of supporting arguments using the rule of 3. Presenting ideas in threes enhances memorability. Visual aids should complement verbal content rather than duplicate it, ensuring that slides serve as memory triggers, not replacements for spoken words. Closing statements need reinforcement of core messages through restatement and call-to-action elements. Leaving the audience with a memorable quote or thought-provoking question ensures lasting impression beyond immediate conclusions. Transitions, smooth shifts between topics using phrases like "building upon this idea," maintain logical flow. Rhetorical devices, tripling, not merely good, but excellent, and repetition strengthen emphasis without being redundant. Momentum pacing, alternating fast-paced delivery with deliberate pauses controls energy levels effectively. Visual hierarchy, using larger fonts for key terms and minimal text per slide supports auditory processing. Navigating Q&A sessions with poise. Handling questions demonstrates preparedness and adaptability. Establishing ground rules early, a few minutes reserved for queries, creates structured expectations for both speaker and audience members. When faced with challenging inquiries, maintaining composure is vital. Pausing briefly before responding conveys thoughtful consideration rather than hesitation. Acknowledging the questioner's contribution with a nod or eye contact fosters mutual respect. Redirecting difficult questions gracefully preserves professionalism. If uncertain about an answer, offering to follow up after the session maintains integrity while avoiding speculation. Preparing common counterarguments beforehand equips speakers to handle objections confidently. Managing difficult questions often test the speaker's depth of knowledge and emotional intelligence. Responding with factual accuracy while acknowledging valid concerns shows balance between expertise and empathy. Phrases like "that's an insightful question which touches on several layers of our discussion" demonstrate engagement without deflection. Research suggests that pausing for 3 seconds before answering complex questions allows time for cognitive processing and appears more composed than immediate responses. Practicing this technique through recorded rehearsals builds muscle memory for authentic reactions. When encountering hostile questioning styles, focusing on the content rather than the person maintains objective discourse. Techniques such as paraphrasing the query back to the asker confirms understanding before providing response. Developing authentic connection with audiences. Creating genuine connections relies on active listening skills and empathetic engagement. Paying close attention to nonverbal cues helps adjust delivery style in real time to match audience receptivity levels. This responsiveness transforms monologues into dynamic dialogues. Using inclusive language, "we," "are," and "together," fosters collective ownership of the shared experience. Referring to common goals or values establishes solidarity with listeners regardless of their background or role in the event. Variety in vocal inflection prevents monotony and sustains interest. Adjusting tone to reflect the gravity of serious topics versus light-hearted moments adds natural rhythm to speeches. Strategic silences allow key statements to resonate longer with the audience. Personal anecdotes, when relevant and respectful, humanize the speaker while illustrating abstract concepts. These stories should align with the overall message yet remain concise enough to avoid diverting focus from central themes. Tone variation, shifting register between formal and conversational modes accommodates diverse listener preferences. Emotional resonance, highlighting relatable challenges or triumphs strengthens bond with audience members. Shared references, incorporating culturally relevant metaphors bridges generational gaps and enhances accessibility. Active participation, encouraging small group discussions or polls increases engagement and retention rates. Elevating your delivery with advanced techniques. Mastering advanced delivery methods elevates basic proficiency to exceptional performance levels. These techniques require dedicated practice but yield significant returns in terms of audience impact and personal satisfaction. Storytelling remains one of the most effective ways to communicate complex ideas. Structuring narratives with clear beginnings, middles, and ends mirrors familiar patterns that make information easier to digest. Including vivid sensory details brings stories to life in the minds of listeners. Dramatic pauses strategically placed within speeches create anticipation and emphasize critical points. Studies indicate that well-timed silence can increase message recall by up to 40%, making it a potent rhetorical device when used judiciously. Modulating vocal intensity, from soft whispers to emphatic declarations, adds dimension to speeches. This variation keeps audiences attuned to changing tones while highlighting distinctions between casual observations and urgent warnings. Sonic layering. Layering sounds subtly, e.g., rustling paper before revealing data, adds theatricality without distraction. Kinesthetic movement. Moving toward the audience during revelations and stepping back during reflections creates symbolic momentum. Temporal pacing. Altering speed to match content urgency, slower for complex concepts, faster for energetic transitions. Dynamic volume. Gradually increasing loudness for climax moments or decreasing for intimate confidence effect. Fostering long-term growth in public speaking skills. Continuous improvement requires commitment to lifelong learning about communication principles and audience psychology. Seeking constructive criticism from trusted peers provides fresh perspectives that might otherwise go unnoticed. Recording practice sessions reveal subtleties in delivery that conscious reflection alone might miss. Observing recordings enables precise adjustments to pronunciation, cadence, and nonverbal behaviors that affect overall presence. Attending workshops led by experienced coaches exposes learners to new methodologies and industry best practices. These immersive experiences offer hands-on training in areas ranging from crisis management scenarios to cross-cultural communication nuances. Reading literature on rhetoric and persuasion expands theoretical understanding while inspiring creative applications. Classic texts provide timeless wisdom alongside modern digital tools that analyze speech patterns objectively. Peer review circles. Regular meetings with fellow speakers foster accountability and collective growth. Speech analytics software. Digital platforms assess metrics like filler words frequency and pitch range for targeted improvements. Cross-disciplinary study. Exploring fields like theater arts or psychology deepens comprehension of human behavior patterns. Performance journaling. Documenting lessons learned after every speaking opportunity reinforces progress. Tracking. Conclusion. Public speaking mastery represents not just skill acquisition but transformation of mindset towards communication itself. By integrating etiquette awareness with technical excellence, professionals can deliver speeches that are both intellectually stimulating and socially graceful. To begin your journey towards becoming a captivating speaker, start with small local engagements. Practice regularly with varied audiences to develop versatility. Remember that every successful speech contains elements of vulnerability, authenticity, and meticulous preparation woven together seamlessly.